So, welcome to our first Cardiff Devils interview of the summer, our first Cardiff Devils new signing and a new head coach, Gerald Scoldy. And I'm very, very pleased and delighted to be joined by Brendan Mikkelson. Brendan, first of all, how are you? Where are you? Are you staying safe? How's life treating you at the moment?
I'm here in Calgary, Alberta. This has been summer home now for a few years. Staying healthy so far. I hope all the Devils fans out there likewise as well. It's been a rough year for a lot of people. So yeah, I guess you just hope that things are going to pass soon and everyone gets the vaccine, and yeah, we can get back to a little more of a normal life. So yeah, it's good to be home here, but it's not too enjoyable today. We're having snow.
So snow in May. Okay.
It's an unfortunate part of Calgary. They say if you don't like the weather, wait 20 minutes. So it was 27 degrees and sunny 2 days ago, and then we get snow today. So it's just life of we're close to the mountains here, so that's just part of the territory, so to speak.
You'll love Cardiff then. It's very similar. It's very similar.
Perfect.
So, I want to touch on your career a little bit, but obviously all Devils fans, the moment they know you've been signed, they'll look at your resume and what have you. But how would you describe yourself, Brendan, as a player? I've looked at you. Obviously played in the NHL. You're a big defenseman, but you've played in Europe, so you must be a puck moving, good skating defenseman. How would Brendan Mikkelson describe himself?
Kind of always as a two-way defenseman, a guy who you may not see me dominate in one particular area of the game, but I feel like I can help the team in a lot of different avenues. The last couple of years, I'd say my role's changed a little bit. I think with a lot of players, you have to learn to adapt and take on new responsibilities and other things within a team. So a little bit more defensive focused, just doing whatever I can to help the team. I think that's another thing as you play longer too, the winning and being part of good teams is all that matters, because you realize that it's good for individual players as far as advancing their careers, and then obviously just being part of a winning environment. It's just sort of the old line is winning cures everything. So that's definitely been sort of my number one goal, especially the last number of years. I was fortunate enough to play on an awesome team in Mannheim a couple of years ago and win, and Salzburg the year after. Unfortunately, the season was canceled. And then this past year was a disappointment, but so I'm really looking forward to getting back, and the success the Devils have had the last number of years is definitely something that attracted me to coming to Cardiff. And obviously the awesome fan base that you never hear the end of is right up there as well. So there was just a ton of positives.
So I've looked at your resume. You talk about winning cures everything and playing on good teams. You've played on a lot of good teams. A couple I want to pick out. Was it 2007, the Memorial Cup win with the Vancouver Giants? I'm trying to rack my brains whether Milan Lucic would have been on that team or not. Maybe, yeah, he was. So that must have been winning the Memorial Cup must be a huge experience.
Oh yeah, just with hockey here in Canada and the three major junior leagues, and there being 65 teams, and then just being part of the Final Four. And we were the host team that year, so being in front of our home fans and everything that went along with that and that season, and getting to play with guys like Milan Lucic, and another guy was Cody Franson, and I could go on. I think there was 10 or 12 guys off that junior team that ended up playing some games in the NHL, which is a rare thing off a junior team. Usually you get one or two guys, but I think we had a ton of guys who ended up playing pro hockey, and it was no secret because the way we played with that team too, it wasn't necessarily a high flying game. I don't think we had a point a game player, but it was just a very blue collar team. And a guy like Milan really sort of set the tone for us in that regard. He was our leading scorer and our toughest player. So that combination was special to see. And then just the group in general and all the players that are around it and the staff and everything. It's you feel lucky to be part of those experiences.
Again, there's so much I can pick out from your career, but I always like draft day stories. You went in the second round to Anaheim, I think, in 2005. Yep. Were you in the arena, or were you on the golf course? Were you in the shirt and tie? Where were you?
No, it was a weird year because it was right after the missed season. They missed that entire season, the lockout. So they had just sort of negotiated a new agreement right at the end of the season, or towards the end of the summer there. So it was sort of just, the draft was sort of just a patchwork operation. They didn't have the big arena thing. It was just sort of I think it was in a conference room in Ottawa. So it was, being a much smaller event, it was kind of like I would fly in the night before and then fly out that day. So I was just kind of like that, just, it's all hectic. I'd done sort of the interviews with the teams and the combine workouts and all that before, which to me was the real experience with it, being in the hot seat in those interviews and, having everyone watch you doing these tests and all that. That was sort of the real experience for me. So I just watched it at home with my family, and I joke with people that I heard my name called when they were interviewing Sidney Crosby right after the end of the first. They were interviewing Sidney Crosby, talking about him and his future and all that. And yeah, they just said, oh, and the second round has started and Brendan Mikkelson was taken 31st overall by the Anaheim Ducks. And we were just like, we were looking around and, oh, okay, great. So it was sort of anticlimactic in that regard, because then they just carried on with the interview.
Yeah.
So
it's not bad company though, Brendan.
No, to interrupt that guy, right?
Yeah.
That's my claim to fame, right?
Well, I think there's a bit more than that. And of course you did make it to the show and played a number of games. And, I asked Jared Skoldy this, did he remember his first NHL goal? And he scored it in Madison Square Gardens. You scored it, I believe, against Yaroslav Halak, who of course is still playing for the Boston Bruins. Am I right in thinking you scored your first NHL goal as a member of the Lightning against Yaroslav Halak?
Yep. St. Louis. I was coming on my strong side wing, and I got a just a pass from the forwards. Did all the work. I was just put it in the net. So, but it was funny. I think it was my 116th NHL game, and I think I had the longest goalless drought amongst NHL players at the time. I think I had John Scott by about 20 games. So it was a good one to get off my back. Yeah. But yeah, it took a while, but it was funny. I think in my first 9 or 10 games, I hit 2 or 3 posts, and then I just kind of went away there for a bit, and then I got that one. So it was a long time coming, and it was more of a relief than anything.
Again, just playing in the NHL, I could touch upon all the teams, but just the general feeling. In the UK, I suppose you grow up wanting to be a football, soccer player, a rugby player, what have you. In Wales, in Canada, you want to grow up and you make the NHL. You did make the NHL. What did that mean for you? What did it mean for your family? Bearing in mind what your dad played in the NHL, your sister's a heck of a hockey player as well. But what did it mean for you and the family?
I think just it's everything, just because it's all you ever sort of think about doing. Obviously, both my parents pushed me at school and made sure I did well in that area as well, because they're both educated. So I think they realized the importance of that. But once that was taken care of, it was all hockey all the time, whether I was watching it, playing it. So and I'm still that way today. I still watch, with the playoffs starting now, I probably watch 5-6 hours a night. It becomes so much of your identity, and just it's everything. So it's I guess that's the best way to describe it. It means everything, right? It's sort of it's a lifetime of work, and to get to that level, to accurately describe sort of how it feels, and to have your parents there, because all the time and sacrifices they make to get you to practice and equipment and all that. Like it's time consuming, it's expensive, and so you owe a lot of thanks to a lot of people and a lot of coaches as well, because there's a lot of people that help you get there along the way. And so there's a lot of those feelings that come up, and then it's just you're just happy.
Don't tell me what happened in the Winnipeg Edmonton game last night. I've still got it on the planner. I've got to catch up with it now. But no, that's great to hear. You then spent time in Toronto in the Marlies, and that's a hockey hotbed, and then came to Europe. How did the move to Europe sort of come about, and how did your game transition or suit playing in those European style rinks?
I think just with the big ice. I think I'd always been known as a strong skater and somebody who can make his way around the ice. So I think combined with being a bigger player as well, I think it was a good combo. I think for me coming over to Europe, and it was a new challenge. It's something I wanted to try, and I was fortunate to get a great opportunity with Luleå for 3 years in the Swedish league and experience that. And so, and then Germany and Austria after that as well. So having to experience these different leagues, different cultures, languages, all that, it's you get a great appreciation for how good the hockey players are around the world. And I can't tell you how many times I say every year where it's like, boy, this guy, it's amazing. The players that for whatever reason maybe didn't get a shot, but are able to go over to Europe, or Europeans, and have great careers and all that. It's great to see because, it's the NHL sort of skews a little bit more towards the North Americans, but it is great to come over to Europe and see how good the players are, and how good the hockey is, and how the larger ice changes the game, and all that. So it's been nothing but positives for me since coming over to Europe.
Well, hopefully it'll be a positive joining the Cardiff Devils, and I guess it's kind of a little bit of another new era for us. We've had the Todd Kelman, Andrew Lord era, and it's been hugely successful. We're very excited now about Jared Skolde coming in. The owners, I believe you've met. What kind of sold you on Cardiff? Who have you spoken to, and what has Coach Skolde sort of said to you about what he wants for you for the season ahead?
Yeah, we haven't talked too much specifics. It's just been more about Cardiff, and where he sees the team, and where he sees sort of kind of envisions where I fit in the team, and then obviously having the chance to meet with the owners who are Calgary businessmen here has been a huge positive. And you there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I lost you. North Atlantic.
Oh, okay.
You're back.
Oh, we're back. All right. I guess just meeting over the phone with Jared, and then getting to meet with the owners here in person. Just everything from the on ice success, the how they treat the players, how passionate they are, and how much they appreciate and love the fans. And it became, the more I sort of talked with them and thought about it, the more it became the right fit for me. And it was a no-brainer at the end.
And a couple of other things to throw in. I understand you're obviously a very articulate man, Brendan. Your parents pushed you in school. I understand you'll still be doing a little studying over in Cardiff.
Yeah, that was something that it's something that I've worked at a little bit more over the last number of years, especially. I think you realize as a player that, as I mentioned earlier, as you get a bit older, that you not only have to change your role, but you have to start thinking about other things, and the life after hockey as well. And having a good education is a huge part of that. And that was something that, having explored more and seeing that was available, and an opportunity that could come with playing with an excellent hockey team, and an environment like Cardiff, and a fan base like Cardiff. It was another piece that made it an absolute no-brainer. So I'm excited on a lot of fronts to get to Cardiff. I know it's going to be a challenge, but the schooling part, hopefully the hockey goes smoothly, but it's always a challenge too. But that was definitely something that attracted me as well to coming to Cardiff.
And penultimate question, I promise, because I know you're on a time frame. One of those other... No, you're a good man to put up with me, Brendan. But I wanted to ask you, one of the other exciting factors came apparent this week. Mannheim, you had a hugely successful career there, and as of this week, the Devils will be going there in the Champions Hockey League. A little bit of sentiment, a little bit of excitement. Did you not know that?
About the Champions League?
Yeah, but the fact that the Devils have drawn Mannheim.
No, I knew that. Yeah, I watched the draw yesterday, so I saw that, and my wife and I got a pretty good laugh over that. So I think she still got some friends there from the significant others on the team there. So I think she might make the trip down as well. I'm not sure, but I know she's excited. We have nothing but great memories from Mannheim, and that the first class organization there. So and just seeing the fan base there, and the fan base in Cardiff, they sounded awfully familiar. And so playing in an environment like that was pretty special. So it sounds like it's going to be right on par with that, with the Devils fans.
And just finally, I know some players hate it when I put them on the spot, but it's been a long time we've been deprived of hockey in Cardiff. We will see you in September. Any message for the Devils fans to leave us with to kind of whet the appetite?
Just excited to meet all of them. I've heard so many good things, how much passion they have for the team, everything they do for the club, and all the energy they bring to the arena every night. So just excited to meet all of them, see them out there, and just properly just say thanks to them, because I know their support means the world to the to everyone involved with the organization. So yeah, just excited to meet them and really get to know them and feel part of the Cardiff community.
Well, Brendan, on behalf of everybody in that Cardiff community, it's a real treat and a real privilege for me to say welcome to Cardiff, and we'll see you in the Welsh capital really soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, John.